y'all. Looks like we're about ready to start our event tonight. I'm so pleased to welcome you to Malvern for our book launch and reading. And it's my pleasure to introduce our reader tonight. Vanessa Couto Johnson's first full-length book is Pungent, Concentric. Her chapbooks are Speech Rents, Rotoscoping, Collage in Cork City, and Life of Francis. A Brazilian born in Texas, she's a dual citizen, and two-time Pushcart Prize nominee. She's a lecturer at Texas State University, where she earned her MFA. Please welcome Vanessa.
Thanks so much. Thanks for being here. I know this is a really busy time of year, so I especially appreciate y'all making it out. So I'll start off with a poem called Necessities. So something that I did with the titles, by the way. So I took a certain portion and put it in parentheses. For necessities, I put sit in parentheses. All right, so I'll read this one. Necessities. You tell me how that excrement of owls is oral. You blink slowly and your eyes rephrase themselves. Mosquitoes hum in your living room until I tell you. You shut the doors, I pin one in hand. We don't let them eat. I make my leg acute on the chair at the cafe, asking if this is your method for double knots. One adult touching another adult's shoelaces that turn and enter. Shoe stay. Soups or solids, salads with goat cheese hoof steps, my lactiferous ducks near the plate. Whatever I am, you trace me, testing the cartilage of my nose with a press. We refuse stencils. We say that will be all. Fry piles, make a half moon on your plate while you continue a life of starch and iron. Those things I take off of you, one by one button, meat and potato. All right, I'm gonna move this actually. I think I got space a little more. All right, so this next poem is partially inspired by my first visit to the Alamo Draft House. All right, you'll get the sense of what location I'm talking about. This one's called Anon. A mathematician parallel parks 6th Street in Austin with buildings non-rhombohedral. Hipsters move like original chess pieces in the hand of an unknown Romanian. Fail at alphabetizing because order is arbitrary. Mere memory, a vintage bought cheap in kindergarten. We all speak English with the accent. The accidental listener winds the box to hear the ticks again. Cog of mouth. We both habitually have hum spurts. A cinema is showing aliens. I strain my face between my fingers. This is my first viewing. I laugh my fear and fear my laugh in an audience. My sound of butter on the seat. Recurring sets of thorax to thorax, whisper lymphatic. Is everyone else really that boring? Am I no common denominator? Every reptile needs its cave. We use one pillow. Fat is an algebraic letter. I do the same thing to both sides of the sign. Okay. All right, so this next one is called Entry. For this one, I've got try in parentheses in the title. Okay. A key inside your front door's lock withholds a knock-knock joke or Houdini mind trick. I interrupt its ambition with a force. Hello. Opposite, an ajar sliding glass patio door, wind flooding an August chamber. Most of the day, birds mock Pollock on your car. Become driven, Jedi cognition of the Father, who art. I'm not interested in the word according to Luke. No eliciting on my star step. In can't be. All chili dogs go to heaven, that mouth I bliss. An opinion then, did you know that? An ion walks into a bar and orders a catatonic. Karaoke, name that tunic. I put a lace on anything that is your favorite. Electoral volt. Benjamin Franklin, my dear, I don't give a Hoover damn, but I do draw from the grid. Unlike Houdini, you survive your appendicitis. Your organ immigrates, leaving behind one wordless line. Okay. All right. My next pick So this one has a little holiday message embedded in the middle of it. You'll hear a little pun. Okay, so this one's called Kitchen with itch in parentheses. 1 out of 4 legs break. This is not a statistic, but a moment of your kitchen chair. I'm sitting in its partner as you're a cracked nadir, seated as startled as a hatchling. A friend once thought you give chickens milk. Shake chocolate. Carrot at the end of a stick, or cherry at the end of a stem. Pluck away buns, fork and knife, double meat. Pickle, wisps, cheese, tar, glittered lettuce. Mayonnaise, be merry and bright. Yes. You frown at any vinegar, but I've tablespooned bald chocolate over roasted Brazil nuts. You fail at correcting a kitten that claws 2 of your forearms. The mammal sits behind you for a photo. Those ears, polygon wild, appearing at your head top. German on the mount, Liebling. The 3-legged chair stands, unnatural. A rugged pirate gone redundant with pegged limbs. Cookbook rose in the eye patch. So next up, well, first I want to thank, by the way, my mom for being here, because this is her first poetry reading to listen to. And in celebration of that, this poem kind of mentions her birthday, and it's coming up. Her birthday's coming. Yeah, anyway, so this one's called Trigger, with trig in parentheses. 95 miles away, my father shoots 2 bucks with one gesture. Venison for my mother's 53rd. Like the click of the cashier instead of the brutal silence of online shopping, suggested for you, you might also like, because you bought. 7 species of flower are in a bowl. I am no botanist, so I identify only 4. Carnation, lily, rose, foxglove, the not quick yellow buds. More water. You can drink from my strawless lidded. Biology's letters. Alpha and omega of phloem and xylem, vascular phone, stems and water cell. Then Dad gets a 3rd deer for the night. Every mass has gravity. My body, for other bodies too, heliotropism. But if I ate the sun, I would be embarrassed by the lack of blood. Iron want, Mars, Venus. Let them synthesize. Many plants agree with me, become carnivorous. And my dad, the hunter, right here, hello. All right. Okay, so this other pick that I got also has some kind of holiday themes going on. It's called Spice, with ice in parentheses. Peppers, you claim, are delighted burning. My check engine light comes on, sudden yellow. You reject turmeric, saying it is bitter, but my favorite color. I keep driving. Cinnamon is meant to be loved. No thanks, nutmeg, eggnog, knock, who's there? Cartoned, cart on who? Yolk. I tell you of eating raw garlic cloves. Anyone would do that because garlic has antibacterial properties. Anyone has a sore throat, it's a sinus at times. Onion in, onion on, dish, please. Rolling highway tongue. They won't tell you it's veal, they won't tell you it's iron. You never salt your meal, iodine. Let me access your amylase. Pull over halfway from picket pentameter. I become a neighbor without sugarless cups. I pocket jalapeno wine. When you trace my perimeter with ice, it does nothing. Jarred salsa is in my corner. Okay. Let's see what else I'm gonna skip over to. All right. So many of you who know me know that I enjoy Star Trek. There's some people who enjoy Star Trek in here, maybe? Yeah. So there's one Star Trek reference in this one, in the middle. Okay, this one's called Sidereal. What a bunch of phooey, told me. Copernicus was no Capricorn. It's that same gravitational constant. Drop it now, Galileo. And how many modern mathematicians have seen the phases of Venus? Closer to home, settle on mound. Take off, corn belt or Orion's. Agriculture meddles the forest and swamp, get grains out from between my humid teeth. Orthodontics to adjust oral space. Eight morals or molars in my mouth. I will not recant, but tell of when I saw Captain Kirk with Plato's stepchildren. Air resistance is futile to fertile, living to fall to mulch approval. Flowers and followers to their beds. The sheet won't hit the ceiling fan. You are no hypnic jerk, a morning of eyelids waving across from each other. When you enter the observatory, you're looking at the known verse. You say lyrics long after the radio is out. My voice signs up. Frequency makes memory. Nostalgia is the unheard song of canthi, vertices of the eye, close to but not vision. All right. And continuing on with sort of a holiday-ish time kind of thing. Are we feeling ready for 2019? Some of y'all maybe getting there. I don't know, it's hard to believe we're already December 15th, but so this one kind of has thinking about New Year's in it. It's called Evening. Help me find the most scratchless frame. No wrestling mat today. I must have a Russell Edson poem behind glass. On the subject of myopia, dished is Petrie. We gain culture at the restaurant, Italian, select menu. Adjust appetizers to disengage hunger. I choose a future of gluten-free pasta present. At 12, you knew enough about computers. You did not fear Y2K. I did. I gathered coins like crumbs on an exercise mat and did 100 sit-ups each Saturday. As a child, you touched objects an even number of times, the prime not sought, wearing sun divisor, out of optic nerves, out of a mind. Your skull is wider than mine. Your glasses refuse to hold my head, but I have more to shampoo. I, as adolescent, meditated that my vellus hair would fall, moan of dark. As a teenager on New Year's, I let a Hershey's Kiss melt. These years, I only know it's midnight because of several sudden sounds. We foil the evening with the odd, our leftover quips, brighter than lasagna in the fridge. Cut through paused film of Bond. Refresh, lusted dirt of your olive from my glass-toothed cup. There we go. Woo. Yeah, there's a lot of wordplay going on in these. A lot of tongue twisters. All right. Okay. One of them that I want to read, that's one I haven't read to an audience before, is called Conoidea. So this refers to a suborder of carnivora. So it includes canines, bears, badgers, raccoons, these sort of critters. Okay, so, all right, so Conoidea. Sometimes I think my dopamine has crash landed. Build a new empire while neuro burns. Violins is golden. I equate a leaking burrito with a urinating Shar-Pei pup. Both folded, flatulent. Storefronts list without commas. Juices oatmeal. Tattoo time. Clock of cliche inks. One of your clocks simulates a chihuahua. Tail pendulum. Trick talk. Enough. Your gecko enters a plastic cave. A hawk scores the car of your mother's roof. Birds next top taloned. Neither of us like hats. No real feather in it. Unconniptional shove improbable. Reason preferred. A logic of ferrets dwelling as obligate carnivores. Their weasel war dance to pop music. Oughter not happen. Housebroken. But I did not like my potty set by the TV. Decades and the decks joined aces. Clubs. Go fish, but teach me how. However many litters of mustelids the world offers its badges, pin one and see how your trinket writes home. Okay. Let's see. Next one that I think I'll read. So this one was nominated for a Pushcart Prize a couple years ago. It's called Search. Okay, and has C in parentheses. Peace is thicker than unsweet tea. Potato salad is the soft gravel I put on a path of meat. We calibrate your pulse within norms. I now pronounce you refresh the stasis in genes. Today, on the face of the world, lightning slaps off the finger of giant Jesus oogling Rio. Every statue is a sequestration, the season of sequins upon the carnal. Dance until a Wednesday. Personally, Brazilian immigrants' outcome, I have momentum, hips perpetual. This state is easy to trace. Catharsis is overrated, so I trap my mouth. Find pelts. The micro-catfish kangaroo finds inlets, not outlets. The body is subject, urethra upturned. Find peace, believe in the cod, and pray heartily. You did not like seeing a goat cooked with its head attached. Think with the delicate. Lyrics are a musical delicacy you taste while driving to rest stop. All right. Just a little comment before reading the poem was, had y'all heard of the Trouble Puppet Theater Company? I know y'all have. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Check them out. They're the puppeteers that I was thinking of in this one. Megacosm. Fire ants appear in some bathrooms some of the time. Your lizard naps in her false cave. I plan to exit a stasis because I haven't even been traveling through space. Chamber has its music and I have heard. If I write of puppets, the reader might think I mean metaphorical ones, but I mean literal ones that need puppeteers standing in view and sets on wheels. Can watch the human if you want. You might not understand why there is a bear on the billboard, but that is its school of business. If there is a door, you are on one side of it. If there is a roof, I might not always be under. There are not always answers to the odd problems in the back of the book. Some problems are not problems, but a possibility or a history. Parameter. If you take your moment and share it with me, it can widen into digits growing. We can do more than count. On theory or in, no need to order, but a desire to with takeout. So thanks for that. If there are any questions or any concerns, I would be happy to address those. So just to check if there are any questions, of course. One thing I could.
One.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Do you write ones like this using puns like from Portuguese? Have you written anything like that?
I don't think I have used, but that's something I would like to do at some point. Yeah. One thing that I could talk about just very briefly is why write prose poems? Why not have them in lines? Well, my thought was this is so wild what I have going on. Just the gentleness of paragraphs, kind of balances it. Let's say that's the idea there. But yeah, questions? Any other questions or thoughts? And of course, you can talk with me one-on-one. I feel like I'm in a classroom right now. I'm sorry.
There's not going to be a quiz, is there?
Yeah, no. All right. So I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Vanessa, and thank you all again so much for coming. Please help yourself to snacks in the back and also Vanessa's book on the back table.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.